Jeff, in Storming the Kingdom, you introduce us to a little bit more of Walt Disney's life and time. Tell us why you did that.
Well, as we've gotten further from Walt's death, I think sometimes people have forgotten just what a huge influence he was on not just the times he lived in, but how he shaped culture. And he was so creative and in so many ways a genius and was doing things that no one else did. People flocked to Walt. They wanted to know him. They wanted to talk to him. They wanted to bounce ideas off him. They wanted to share ideas with him. And he was willing to embrace the technology of the day and do things and try things that no one else ever did. So in so many ways, he was more than just a filmmaker, more than just a storyteller. He influenced people from all walks of life. And these were people that were kind of like the who's who of the world that we live in. And they all wanted to spend time with Walt. Some even wanted to go to Disneyland and visit with him. And so I felt like that it was a good time to kind of share some of those stories, because the further we get from his life, the more we forget them. And sometimes even the biographers only get bits and pieces of them, and they don't always connect the dots like I think they should be connected. And so I wanted to revisit some of that.
Okay, so then when you make the connection between Walt Disney and Wernher von Braun, are those stories real?
Yeah, those stories are very real. And I think, again, because Wernher von Braun appeared in the Man in Space series that Walt produced, I think people think that's what the relationship was. But it was far more than that. Von Braun called Walt at a time when the U.S. space program was kind of slowing down a little bit. And he was trying to invite Walt in to do some things to see if we could kind of spark it up a bit. And Walt actually visited and took a team of people to NASA in Florida, in Texas, and Alabama. And Wernher von Braun took them through, and they were looking at a variety of things and trying to do some things that would get America interested in space. Walt had promised to do that, and this was 1965. And one of the things that Walt did that most people don't know about is that Walt actually went into a flight simulator and actually landed what was a lunar vessel on the surface of the moon in a simulator. He sat in and did it the first time. Now, they didn't want to let Walt in it because they were afraid he might wreck it, or that it might be some bad press because he was going to crash, and no one wants to read that headline, Walt Disney crashes and burns a moon vehicle. But the other reason is because that even the astronauts in training were having some trouble with it, and Walt didn't. He sat down the first time and nailed it the first time, and so it became the stuff of legend. Unfortunately, Walt passed away before any of the promises that he made to Wernher von Braun toward the end of his life were able to come true. But he was very much involved in that, and so von Braun knew that as a mover and shaker that Walt could influence public opinion, and he could excite people in the United States especially about the space program.